Today we're going to take a tour of some of the SciShow ads that the YouTube team have put together, and maybe possibly also play some Dungeons and Dragons. I don't know, we'll see.
We're gonna see all the creative for the SciShow stuff that were posted on in the city. This is like the furthest up in the city that we place media. It's hard to tell, just because we think our target audience is a little bit younger, and around here tends to skew older as you go further up in the city. But because it's located right across from MSG, there's so many different events and whatnot going on. It's like, we think it's really important for us to hit all that traffic.
That big ad right there is across from Madison Square Garden, which is a popular thing apparently. What's an example of rent out here?
Down here,
yeah,
for like a studio, and when I mean studio is like 500 square feet is somewhat decent size, probably around, I'd say like $3,500 to $4,500.
Wow. I pay $1,200 for 1,200 square feet.
Oh my God. Where do you live?
In Missoula, Montana.
Chris, you think you can park behind this for
Love it.
Or even right down this street?
There you are, Caitlin. We are visiting the YouTube headquarters in New York. They've got a lot of screens in here.
Created from the friction of grinding, and that helps maintain a lot of nuclear properties. A lot of those are lost on a larger commercial scale when you start grinding the steel.
So what are the differences between these two bricks we have?
So we're in the YouTube creator space now, which apparently anyone can access as long as they have 10,000 or more subscribers, which these days isn't that hard to do. This is very impressive.
So this is the...
Oh, this is CB.
Yes. Cool.
Where do you find that BlackBerry?
Wow.
That's awesome.
We finished touring the YouTube space. Now we're gonna go hang out with Tanya and Jonathan, who were in part responsible for the SciShow commercials that you guys may have seen on stuff.
Like way responsible. They directed and
They are
produced them.
so responsible. These people back here are all of the people who helped make the SciShow Ad Campaign happen. So I was gonna say give them a round of applause, but they couldn't hear it anyway. Just think happy thoughts or something. Well, we're all done for the day. I'm exhausted. I was thinking about going to Times Square to work on one of my secret projects, but after I sat down here in my room, I just got so sleepy. So I'll probably just get ready for bed and watch some Netflix. Which, by the way, I started watching The West Wing. So good. So good. Earlier when we were at that bar and restaurant talking with the people who helped make the whole SciShow ad thing happen, I was talking with the director of the commercials, Jonathan, and he made a comment about New York City that really helped me appreciate it in a way that I didn't before. He said that one of the things that he loves about New York City is that it forces you, whether you want to or not, to interact with people who are different than you. And that struck me because a lot of times people ask me how I like Missoula, and I love Missoula a lot. But probably the thing that bothers me the most about Missoula is that it's a bunch of white people. Like, there's very little diversity there. So when I think about raising a family someday, I want my kids to know what a black person looks like, what an Asian person looks like, what a Hispanic looks like, and more than that, I want other ethnicities and cultures to be a normal part of their everyday life. I mean, maybe I'll end up in Missoula for the rest of my life, but if I do, I feel like it's going to be harder to make sure that my kids don't see white as the normal, the default, and rather just embrace all ethnicities and cultures as just being different, beautiful facets of the same humanity. But anyway, Jonathan's comment made me realize that New York really has that going for it. You are forced, whether you like it or not, to interact with people who are different than you. And I think that is very healthy. It plays right into what I was saying about travel. It opens your mind. It helps you see that your point of view is not the only point of view, which ultimately helps you become a more empathetic human being. And I think that empathy is the single most important thing required to be a good person, a good human being. When I was younger, 10 years ago, even 5 years ago, the people that I admired most were very intelligent, very good at their jobs, very well-spoken, big thinkers. But now, and not that I don't still admire those other types, but the people for whom I have the most respect are the people who are capable of unending empathy and incredible feats of forgiveness. Basically just people who are nice. It doesn't matter how smart someone is, how successful someone is, how much money they have, or whatever. The people that you will love the most in your life are the ones who are just nice. I didn't mean to end up having a super deep conversation, so sorry about that. I'm gonna get ready for bed. I'm just gonna check in on today's Novembered growth. It's starting to come in. Got a little bit up here, got that thing down there, some of this. I'm interested to see at what point you guys start feeling like I should shave it off. Anyway, I will see you guys tomorrow, probably.